Hey there, this is Mike with Ancient Grease Motorsports. Yeah, just doing a quick little video showing the this is one of the storage units I got. Kind of throw things in here as a mix of stuff I got for sale and some personal bikes in here, but a lot of where the projects or future project stuff sit. But yeah, I always enjoy looking at videos or pictures of stuff like this, so I thought maybe share some of my little stuff here. But yeah, here's the Triumph T140E I got up for sale. Nice original bike, bought from the original owner. He has in the box here, I have the original parts that were pulled off, and just the front rim put on a braced up kind of racing rim. He put lower bars. I have the original bars and the original master cylinder. But overall, very straight original bike. This bike sat for 10-15 years in his garage with cover on it, and kind of was forgotten about, and bought a few bikes from him, and this one ended up being one of them. Sent it to my buddy's shop down in Milwaukee, Nick at Motified. Motified's a really good shop. I've used, do a lot of powder coat, do a lot of bike restoration, they do finishing on bikes. They do anything you need done with a bike pretty much, whether it's parts finished, sandblasted, full builds of a bike, finishing up your projects, helping out with fabrication work, they'll do it. Always been really pleased with the work that's been done. Gave in this confusing bike. I know if you're familiar or not too familiar with Triumphs, certain models have positive ground and different wiring than what we're used to over here. But I just gave it to him and said, get it running so I can take a video of it running on a center stand. Don't need to get it running and driving, just get it running. I don't want to go through brakes. I don't want to check out the clutch. I mean, I'll leave that to the next buyer. Just wanted to get it to represent well. But runs on the center stand and runs pretty strong. New battery in it. But yeah, it's going to need some love from the next owner. I'm just not a Triumph guy. I got other bikes I'd rather stick my time and effort into. But I know someone else is probably looking for this. I believe these were a 1-year only bike. 79. These were kind of like the European style that was over here in the States with the kind of more squared off cafe tank with knee indents on it. But yeah, here's a 83, 84 PW50. Overall pretty complete. I always, anything Yamaha white or anything Yamaha with the yellow and black color scheme got my attention, but these are just kind of a cute little bike. Had one a while back that they ripped for a little 50cc. They're adult sized. They're like me, where you're riding it, your knees are by your ears. You're crouched down like a clown on these things and going way faster than I was expecting to go. It's a little sketchy, but sketchy's fun. Got just part of the collection of vintage mini bike motors, the correct Tecumseh styles for bikes like that one, and a few back there. But yeah, 1970 Yamaha 80cc. Drawing a blank on the model. That was back in the years when they had the different models had different letters and numbers, and not like the they didn't have like the well-known names like RD350. This was a YSC1 or something, which doesn't really register to me as far as CC, or doesn't really distinguish much, but I'm also not that bright. So, but yeah, 80cc, fun little bike. I believe it's all shift down and then shift up is back. Kind of fun little paddle shifter, or the teeter-totter shifter. I've heard different terms for them, but then yeah, I have my 77 XL75. Hard to see. I'll have to do a better video when it gets warm out and roll these things out and rearrange for springtime, summer. The red seat, red tank is the Samati XR100, which was a factory Samati flat track bike, or that's how they advertised it. 100cc Stinger pipe, big wheel up front. Has the high compression 14-to-1 little 2-stroke motor in it. That's a personal bike that I came across on Marketplace, and just what sold me was the seat. Let's see if we can get back here now. Kind of a metallic metal flake style. Yeah, see the sparkles in it. With the white piping on the outside. But super cool. Someone had the wherewithal to, when they stored the bike for the last 20-30 years, pulled the seat off and wrapped it up and put it in the attic in the house, out of mice, so mice couldn't get it and the weather couldn't take over of a damp garage. So bike kicks over. It's just gonna be a fun one. I want to keep it sweaty, and I don't want to restore it, just keep it kind of how I got it, but just get it running. Back there is Cat Duster mini bike. Have the correct motor, kind of hunted down, got fenders for it. Went to sell a guy a bike, and he saw I have bikes, and he says he's got 3 more at home that he doesn't feel like selling now, but he'll keep me in mind. And those stories never end how you hope they do. But about a month later, he said, the damn grandkids had no interest, so why don't you just come clear house and give me some room in the garage. So I went and bought 3-4 bikes off him, and bought back the bike that I sold him originally. Got the whole lot for $100 more than what he owed me, and got a Tecumseh kickstart for the old mini bikes out of the deal. Those are always very hard to find, and this one new in the box was a good score. There's the white bike with the red is the I believe 87 Yamaha DT50 LC, which is a 50cc little liquid cooled 2-stroke street bike, little enduro. Lots of fun. Ain't gonna go fast, but you sound like a hero getting up to speed. Great off-road little pit bike. We take to Road America to ride around the trails for the bike week, and just fun. Here's the big old monstrosity holding everything is the 1960 Glasspire G3. Started restoration on it before I went to school. Did all the strengthening, built the transom up, got down to bare level of the fiberglass, got to fill in some cracks on it. But these boats just sit out in the weather, and yeah, look at the deck on it. Deck's going to be a major project. It's got house paint over cracked fiberglass and gel coats. So I was younger and dumber than I am now, and was listening to advice online about these had such shallow transoms on here, designed to have a short shaft little motor on it. All the old timers told me, you'll be too hard to find a short shaft motor. Why don't you just raise it up so you can fit 20-inch lower end unit on it, the standards motors. And sure, that's what I did. At least I kept the outline of the old transom so I can cut it back down. I want to put it back to original. It would be a shame to not go with a short shaft motor. I mean, here's a short shaft 850 I got for another boat, but have another one underneath that the blue blanket there. Would be fun to restore and put on this one, but this was such a future. Last project on the list is this boat, but have all the chrome trim and all the correct stuff to put the transom in that everyone's fighting to find, to get the correct trim to put in the splash well. So I figured if I have it, better use it. Yeah, maybe I can't afford a Suzuki Quadzilla, but hey, why not find the Power Wheels like it? Got niece and nephew that they're gonna grow into that pretty soon, as well as got the old Yamaha kind of PW kids little bouncy horse. It would be a bouncy horse, but sits on springs, and they're let's see if I can zoom in. Little PW50 that sits on horses, or sits on springs like a rocking horse would. But what's cooler than a yellow and black Yamaha? I bought it telling myself that it'll be for the niece and nephew, but I think it's gonna look cool in a man cave someday. If you run out of floor space, why not use ceiling space? My chopper bike collection just hanging from the rafters for the winter, and always wanted a King Cat. And one came up for sale locally. I think I overpaid his asking price just because I needed one. And let's zoom in here. I have an NOS fork for the King Cat. Kind of hard to see. And then an NOS fender for the bikes as well. Same as that red fender, just without the decals. So scuff it up, paint it black. If only I could find an NOS seat. And got a Fire Cat back there. Yeah. Johnson Rampage in back. Pretty rare XL 350 Bill Bell bike with Simmons front forks, Fox air shocks in the rear, built up to a 442. CR60, and tucked back in front of this boat's a bunch of XR75s. But yeah, thought was in here getting some parts out for some other bikes, and thought, heck, why not? I like watching people's videos of what they got tucked away. Here's the XL motor, power roll header, and got all the other parts in these two boxes below. But the motor was in middle of rebuild. I bought it that way from a guy, and my wife told me to get. It's the same guy who got this bike from. That's what started all of it. Then bought a 1970 CB 750 from him, post cast motor. Yeah, I knew the number of how many off it was from a sand cast at one point, but I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, so why would I remember that number? But yeah, there's kind of just the miscellaneous parts of random ass stuff. Always wanted to do. Here's a Speedway clutch cover, XR80 shocks. Was it 1980? The Red Rocket. Always wanted to make a kind of late 70s, early 80s kind of period correct XR75, all hopped up, and toss those shocks on it. Just kind of be cool, correct style for the years. But yeah, got a pallet here for some. I got some parts I gotta pallet up and ship out here, but not today. But thanks for watching. Wow, we're already at almost 14 minutes here, so I'll let you guys go.